finances during the COVID-19 pandemic. And of course, credit when it comes to bad choices that some people make that can hurt them down the line. Joining us now is a national credit expert, Dr. Michael Grayson, to share some insight when it comes to your credit and especially how it affects small businesses. First of all, Dr. Grayson, thank you for joining us this morning.
The pleasure's mine. It's an honor.
Let's just jump right into it if we could. When it comes to small businesses, many of them took advantage of those loans and those grants in this first wave of the pandemic to kind of help them survive and struggle. In your estimation, are most of them still able to use that to kind of keep riding this wave?
I think most small businesses are doing a very good job of that. But part of the issue, because the revenue stream is not coming back or bouncing back as quickly as they would like, a lot of small businesses have failed to take advantage of one of the biggest parts of the CARES Act. So the CARES Act, in addition to giving stimulus money and easy to repay loans, it also has a credit protection provision. So part of that is creditor deferment. So every single creditor in the country is now encouraged to offer some type of deferment or hardship program. So if you're a small business owner, you have to adjust your debt schedule so that it's easily serviced and so you can meet certain needs. So you have to, every individual should, but small business owners really have to reach out to every creditor and ask them about their hardship programming. Some of them are doing loan modification. They're doing deferred payments from 3 to 12 months. So that allows you to restructure your debt in such a way that you can afford it and ride it out even longer. So that money, can't really, cover all of your needs. But if you shrink your debt load, then it can definitely help. There's no question about it.
So making some of these modifications can help you ride it out.
Yeah.
You've also talked about how we're still kind of in this first wave of the coronavirus. What do you foresee should we have another second major impact by COVID-19?
Ultimately, I think, and even the government's weighing right now, doing a second stimulus type package. So hopefully that comes to fruition should the need arises. And I'm pretty sure they're poised at this point to see that maybe that might be viable. But, the thing that we want to encourage all of our small businesses, especially, preserve your credit so that if the wave doesn't come and we start getting back to business, at that point, banks are going to start lending and you want to borrow at prime rates. And the nice thing, again, about the CARES Act, if you've fallen behind on some payments or you're slow on payments, once you apply for the hardship programming, there's a provision in it that lets you go back retroactively to January 1, and they will clean your credit. So if you had to come late payments, because credit is still king, and even the banks are telling you after this is over, it's really going to be king. So you want to go back through while you have a little time and go back to January 1, all those payments that you missed because of COVID-19, you can now clean those with the credit bureau. So that's very important.
We are running out of time, Dr. Grayson, but if you could, for small business owners like in our area and elsewhere, what is the number one thing that you could tell them, maybe the ones that have hung on, they have managed to stay open? What's the biggest thing that they have to keep their eye on in order to avoid collapse here?
Well, the first thing is don't panic. There's a lot of people who are preying on small businesses. There's a lot of predatory lending going on. So you can't lose hope. I think if you focus on your credit and do what we said about reassessing your debt, don't panic. Don't do any, there's a lot of very cost prohibitive predatory loans out there. Stay away from those at all costs.
Dr. Michael Grayson, we appreciate your insight joining us from Queens, New York this morning. Thank you for your time.
Always a pleasure. Keep up the good work.